Hi everyone, it's Cassie at the East Hampton Library. Today I am going to be reading to you a book written by Charlotte Zolto called Someday. And I am also going to be reading to you a book that I created myself when I was 8 years old based on this book by Charlotte Zolto. And after I have read the book from Charlotte Zolto and read the book that I wrote when I was 8 years old based on this book, I'm also going to give you some tips on how you can also create your own Someday book. So let's begin. Someday by Charlotte Zolto. Pictures by Arnold Lobel. Someday I'm going to go to school and everyone will say, "How beautiful you look today. I wish I had hair like yours." Someday I'm going to come home and my brother will introduce me to his friends and say, "This is my sister," instead of, "Here's the family creep." Someday I'm going to go to dancing class and Miss Bird will say, "Ellen is doing it just right. Everybody watch her." Someday I'm going to catch a high, high ball and my team will win because I did it. Someday I'll have $100 and I'll buy presents for everyone I know. And when they thank me, I'll say, "Oh, it isn't anything." Someday I'm going to water my plant and find it covered with pink flowers the way it was when it first came. Someday my mother and father are going to say, "Why are you going to bed so early?" Someday I'm going to have a little bulldog who sleeps on my bed at night and won't eat unless I feed him. Someday, when I have nothing to read, the doorbell will ring and a big box of books will come for me. Someday my mother will say to me, "Please set the table with all the best china for dinner tonight. None of the everyday things." Someday I'm going to be practicing the piano and the lady across the street will call and say, "Please play that beautiful piece again." Someday I'm going to walk through this very same house and find a room I've never found before. Someday I am going to decorate the Christmas tree my own way, without my mother or my father or my brother helping. But right now, it's dinner time. The end. So that is the end of Someday by Charlotte Zolto. And now I'm going to be reading my version of it called Someday, based on the book by Charlotte Zolto, written and illustrated by Cassie Gurge. This book is dedicated to Furball the cat. Text copyright 1998 by Cassie Gurge. Illustrations copyright 1998 by Cassie Gurge, aged 8 years. Someday I want to grow up to be an ice skater, a nurse, and an actress on stage. Someday I want to learn more about cooking, sewing, and dancing. Someday I want to be in a race and win a trophy and in the Olympics and win a gold medal. Someday I hope my mom and dad will say, "You can wear whatever you like." Someday I will write a book about the world. Someday I want to meet my husband God has chosen for me, and God, and he will say, "Well done." Someday I will travel to Italy. Someday I will live in a mansion. Someday I'd like to have a dog and a canary as pets. Someday my sister and I will sing together. But right now, I have to watch my baby sister. The end. So that is the end of not only the Someday book by Charlotte Zolto, but the Someday book that I wrote based on Charlotte Zolto's book. And to make the book that I have, so as you can see here, it is a white hardcover book. So all you have to do if you wanted to create it yourself is you would just go to Amazon and type in white blank books with hard covers or something along those lines, and you would get a whole bunch of selections. Now this particular book, these type of books come between 14 to 28 pages, or 14 to 28 pieces of paper, and then of course those are two-sided so that it could be larger. This one has 14 individual pieces of paper in it, and then if you were to do back to back, that would be a total of 28 pages. I only wrote on the front of each page. And for this, all you would need would be the book, and then writing and drawing supplies. So I believe I used a fine-tipped, like an ultra-fine point permanent marker to write the words, and then it looks as if I used colored pencils to color in the pages. And the way in which we did this, because the year that I created this, we made them as Christmas presents. If you wanted to make a whole bunch of copies, what you could do is draw the page once, then you would scan it and you would print out the page and then just glue it in like we did. Each of the pages was glued onto the page in here. And so we just printed it multiple times, glued it down, and had a whole bunch of books to give to family members. From what I can tell from these books, it looks like what happened was we wrote the words, so it was all the black letters and the black drawings, and then we just printed that multiple times. And then for each book, I colored in any place where there was color. I colored it in individually for each book. So it's a pretty simple and cute way, and it's nice because it's a cute little book. The Charlotte Zolto's book is such a cute little book because it's that sense of imagination that kids have where they're, imagining what they're going to be doing one day. So I hope that you enjoyed both the reading of Charlotte Zolto's book and the reading of my version of that book. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Bye everyone!